Welcome to channel Histouris. Today, we journey to the sands of Egypt to explore one of humanity's greatest achievements. This is the Great Pyramid of Giza. Pyramids of Giza, claws, engineering the impossible. Over 2 million stone blocks.
Each weighing several tons. How was this built without modern machines? Aligned almost perfectly with true north. Precision that rivals modern engineering. For centuries, the question remained. No magic. No machines. Only engineering on a scale the ancient world had never seen. Around 4,500 years ago, Egypt entered its most ambitious age. A kingdom that built not in wood, but in stone. The Nile made it possible. Stone moved across water without engines. The plateau itself was chosen with precision. The foundation was leveled within astonishing accuracy. No steel tools. No modern measurements. Yet its angles follow mathematical order. A structure designed to reach toward the heavens. But the true mystery is not why it was built. It is how. Hidden within solid stone, an entrance barely visible from below. A narrow passage descends into darkness. Its angle is precise, deliberate. Then suddenly, space opens. Stone layered above stone, relieving unimaginable weight. At its center lies a chamber of granite. Granite transported from hundreds of kilometers away. Narrow shafts extend toward the sky. Some align with specific stars, precisely. This was not brute force. This was intelligence, carved into stone. Every pyramid begins with a single stone. Cut using simple copper tools and patience. One theory suggests a massive ramp. Blocks may have been dragged, not lifted.
Recent discoveries show that wet sand reduces friction.
Placed with astonishing precision. Not chaos, not improvisation. But organized planning on a national scale. completed in roughly 20 years. not slaves, but a rotating workforce of skilled laborers. Above the chamber lies thousands of tons of stone. 5 hidden chambers designed to redirect pressure, diverting weight away from the room below. An understanding of structural stress, thousands of years ahead of its time. The base is leveled to within centimeters across hundreds of meters. Aligned almost perfectly with true north, without compasses, without satellites. Its proportions reflect precise mathematical ratios. Some measurements closely approximate the value of pi. This was not primitive construction. This was calculated intelligence. The pyramid did not always look like this. It was once covered in polished white limestone. Under the Egyptian sun, it would have shone for miles. A monument that mirrored the sky itself. At its peak, a capstone completed the form. Every edge sharp, every line deliberate. The casing stones fit with astonishing precision. A structure that seemed to connect earth and sky. But time does not spare even the greatest stone. What remains today is only the core. The Great Pyramid was more than architecture. It was built as a royal tomb. Ancient Egyptians believed death was not the end. It was a journey into eternity. The pyramid's shape symbolized the rays of the sun. The pharaoh was believed to be divine. The structure itself was a stairway to the heavens. At its heart, a granite sarcophagus.
Today it stands empty.
But its purpose extended far beyond a burial. The passages were once sealed, designed to conceal what lay within. Yet ancient intruders found a way inside.
Long before modern archaeology, the tomb had been entered.
Any treasures once placed here are gone. Unlike later pyramids, its walls bear no inscriptions.
It's a cross-mappings. The structure offers few direct answers.
Clues come instead from the surrounding settlement. Evidence suggests a trained workforce, not enslaved labor. And still, questions remain. The Great Pyramid was not a small endeavor. It required organization on a national scale. Most labor came during the Nile flood season.
When fields were submerged, farmers became builders.
Thousands needed food, water, and shelter.
Archaeology reveals structured housing for laborers. This was skilled craft, not brute force.
Careful measurement guided every layer. Thousands working in coordination. Built not by myths, but by people.
Even today, the Great Pyramid is still being studied.
Modern science now examines it without excavation.
Using naturally occurring cosmic particles, known as muons. These particles pass through solid stone. Recent scans revealed a previously unknown void above the Grand Gallery.
Not a hidden treasure room, but a structural space. Once again, engineering explains the mystery. Yet not every question has been resolved. We know it required planning, precision, organization, but we may never know every detail of how it was done. The pyramid did not begin at Giza.
Early designs struggled to hold their shape. Angles were tested, adjusted.
Each structure refined the next.
And then came Giza.
Where geometry reached near perfection.
Larger than any pyramid built before it,
And larger than any built after. It marked the peak of Old Kingdom ambition. A standard of monumentality that would never be surpassed. Centuries passed. Wind and sand shaped its surface.
Occasional earthquakes tested its strength.
Occasional earthquakes tested its strength.
Its smooth white casing stones were gradually removed. Many were reused in later construction. stripped of its outer beauty, yet still intact.
The world around it changed.
Its geometry remained constant. A silent witness to human history. Endurance became its greatest legacy.
Today, we build with steel and machines. Massive cranes lift thousands of tons with ease.
Precision is guided by digital measurement.
Four and a half thousand years ago, tools were simple.
For nearly 4,000 years, nothing built by humans stood taller. The Great Pyramid remained the tallest structure on Earth.
working to this inner portion.
The Great Pyramid remained the tallest structure on Earth. And still, it forces us to ask the same question. The casing stones were cut with extraordinary precision, meeting at angles that strengthened both structure and symmetry. The Grand Gallery reduces vertical pressure through corbelling, each layer subtly shifting weight away from it. Granite beams span the chamber ceiling, absorbing and redirecting the immense mass above. The foundation was leveled with exceptional precision, an essential requirement for long-term stability. Through erosion, shifting sands, and centuries of change, the engineering endures, measured to spartalant. Evidence from nearby settlements reveals an organized workforce, skilled laborers housed, copper tools, stone hammers, and wooden sledges formed the technological foundation of the project. The pyramid stands not only as a monument of stone, but as evidence of coordination.
The pyramid's geometry begins at the base, 4 sides forming an almost perfect square. Each side extends hundreds of meters, aligned with remarkable consistency from corner to corner. The structure rises in precise proportion, each course slightly receding to form a stable incline. The slope angle remains consistent across all 4 faces, reflecting disciplined geometric planning. Internal passages follow straight lines with minimal deviation, demonstrating careful measurement.
The chamber dimensions suggest proportional planning rather than improvisation. The monument maintains symmetry across its vertical rise, reinforcing structural balance. The orientation reflects careful observation of the sky, integrating terrestrial design with celestial reference. The precision of alignment suggests repeated measurement and consistent verification. The pyramid's mathematical intelligence is not theoretical. It is carved into stone, measured. For more than 4 millennia, the structure has endured in one of the world's harshest climates. Wind-driven sand has slowly worn the outer surface, yet the core structure remains stable. Internal chambers display limited stress fractures, evidence of controlled load distribution. The monument retains its geometric clarity despite gradual surface loss. The leveled base has resisted major ground movement, preserving structural equilibrium. Seasonal sandstorms test the exterior repeatedly, yet the mass of stone absorbs and withstands the force. The granite stress relief system continues to perform its original function centuries later. The precision of stone joints minimizes internal shifting, preserving overall rigidity. Extreme temperature variation between day and night has not compromised the monument's structural coherence. Longevity was not accidental. It was engineered, layer by layer, into the very mass of the stone. Today, non-invasive technologies allow researchers to study the pyramid without disturbing its structure. Muon radiography measures subatomic particles passing through stone, revealing hidden voids within massive walls. Density variations appear as measurable patterns, offering insight into internal architecture. Ground-penetrating radar maps subsurface anomalies without excavation. Thermal scans detect subtle temperature differences, suggesting variations in stone density. Miniature optical devices allow limited internal observation through existing channels. Aerial surveys document surface geometry with millimeter-scale precision.
Digital mapping reconstructs internal geometry based on measured data rather than speculation.
Material analysis reveals composition, quarry origin, and long-term weathering patterns. Histouris. Modern science does not diminish the monument. It reveals, with increasing clarity, the intel. Despite centuries of study, parts of the pyramid's internal design remain only partially understood. Certain sealed spaces have yet to be physically explored, raising careful questions rather than dramatic claims. Recent scans suggest possible voids, but their purpose remains uncertain. Scholars continue to examine construction sequencing, how layers were raised with limited technology. The exact ramp configuration remains debated, supported by evidence but not definitively resolved. The absence of certain burial artifacts continues to prompt careful archaeological discussion. Crew inscriptions confirm organized labor, yet detailed administrative records remain limited. And subtle surface variations suggest refinements in design that scholars continue to analyze. The monument invites inquiry, but responsible research separates evidence from imagination. Some questions remain open, not as mysteries to sensationalize, but as invitations for continued deepness. After thousands of years, the pyramid remains both structure and statement. It is not only a tomb, but a demonstration of organized thought translated into stone. Every block reflects planning, repetition, and disciplined execution. The internal passages remain quiet, their purpose anchored in ancient belief and practical design. It was built without steel, without engines, without digital measurement.
Yet it achieves a precision that continues to command professional respect.
It aligns with earth and sky, anchored in mathematics and observation.
It stands as a record of human coordination at scale. The engineering of the impossible was never myth. It was method.
If you value careful history and evidence-based exploration, consider subscribing.